Evening. Welcome to the Deltahead stream. After a brief hiatus, I am James Howell, and we are here with part 9 of Resident Evil Village. Village of Shadows difficulty. This is the stream where the number of the installment has overtaken the number of the sequel. So 9 is now 9 Vinculum 8 is where we are. From your perspective, oh yeah, it reverses the image. I'm kind of looking. No, does it? Anyway, you know what a 9 looks like, and if you don't, I encourage you to Google it. However you need to. However that is, you can't type the number 9 because you don't know what it looks like, so you're just kind of stabbing randomly at the keyboard, hoping for God to give you a number. Like many people who play the lottery. Anyway. So, yeah, last week was a bit of a wash because of the heat dome that came through the Pacific Northwest, and it was hell, let me tell you. Moved into a hotel for about 3 days, packed up the family and all delicate electronics that could stand to burn out, and there was a surprising number of them that, you don't really remember how much crap you've got until you start digging through it. But, survived. Everything material survived, material including possession and human, and also felid. So the cats are good too. That yeah. What happened? It's all a blur. It's all a blur. I basically can't remember a single specific event outside of playing Chaurumera with my family, which is the Japanese only release on PS1 ramen dish making game that you then sell your bowls of ramen to people on the streets of Tokyo, and then like a good bartender, except you're Ji-chan, you are your lovable grandfather figure to whom everybody can tell their troubles, and I don't believe you offer them specific advice. You're just kind of a good listener, which goes a long way. And you hear their side stories. Anyway, it's very charming and very fun, and it is a surprising evening, Dustin. It's good to see you. It is a surprisingly effective rallying point to build ramen dishes with the family. Because, I mean, it's like pizza. Everybody's got an opinion, and honestly, there are more combinations, and it's a more nuanced dish than a lot of pizza is, which is to say nothing of the divinity of pizza, which is amazing. But yeah, I recommend that. The Chaurumera, if you can find it. I got it without any kind of the packaging, so I picked it up for like $17. It was disc only, and I think it goes for a little more on eBay, but if you have it through other means, then that could be a fun thing to do, fun way to pass the time. But last night finally caught up on some of the movies that had been rented. That was Rambling Guitarist, the Rambling Guitarist, starring Akira Kobayashi, who is a nice. He's an actor who I think gets his start kind of late 50s, and he kind of ages along with Bunta Sugawara, the sort of like post Mifune Nakadai generation of, not post, but sort of like just after, and sort of like Joe Shishido, that sort of Nitani sort of era of actors. And it's fun. It's fun. It's just kind of a nice breezy summer flick, but it has something really interesting in it, and I actually clipped this for myself and put it up on YouTube as an unlisted video, which I will share with you. So there's this scene where a side character is drawing the protagonist into a kind of a quarry dock area, so he can kind of ambush him with a fist fight to announce his grievances. And in the process, anyway, so they're walking between these piles of slag, piles of rock, and they kind of stop, regard each other, and continue. And that's sort of the scene. Hold on, let's make sure that's not... Okay, cool. And that's sort of the scene. Now, in the trailer, most of these DVDs and Blu-rays come with the trailers, the cinematic trailers and teasers for these movies. And I always watch them because I'm always very interesting to see like what scenes the marketing team considers valuable to show as a way of enticing people to pull in to pack in the theaters. Weirdly enough, it's always the climax. The trailers almost always show the key scenes from the climax. You have to see it to get them in. Ideally, you have to see it to get it in the right order. But in this case, they used an outtake, weirdly enough, and you can see why they did for the trailer. And I'm going to put it right here. And I'm going to leave it to you to go take a look without spoiling it, because the surprise is wonderful, and you have to admire the attention and focus of all parties involved, particularly the actors who maintain eye contact and play the scene straight the whole time. So, let's see what else. I went to Elliott Bay Bookstore, which is a fantastic bookstore in Seattle, and picked up a couple of these things. This is a couple of these things. These things being books. Donald Ritchie's 100 Years of Japanese Cinema, or Japanese Film. This is an amazing book. Donald Ritchie is a fantastic scholar who writes very accessibly on history and with a minimum of theory. He writes from a standpoint of aesthetics and curiosity rather than from theory, which I appreciate very much. Even when I was sort of like an academic, theory was not something that I particularly valued, and continue to prefer aesthetics and working craft to that angle. And Donald Ritchie is excellent at that. I highly recommend it. One of the core things that he opens with, in terms of drawing a distinction in style between Japanese cinema and a lot of Western cinema, including European and Western, is that in European and American, which is that in European and American cinema there is what's called a representational push, which is basically a push toward narrative, a push toward, I don't want to say coherency, but a push toward the verisimilitude that what you are seeing plausibly represents a reality that exists as objectively as your experiences do. And the Japanese cinema favors what is called presentational. So representational and presentational, which is that what you are seeing is somebody's rendition of a story, not necessarily a fact or a reality, or the reality, which is very interesting, because that is a very good leverage point for understanding the varieties of sort of perspective and style that emerge in Japanese cinema, which is one of the things that is very captivating to me as an audience, as somebody who's been on this journey for about a year. And also sort of opens up the way for something that is as revolutionary as like Rashomon, right? Which is entirely about presentational narrative. That there is no true representational narrative. It's all presentational. It's all perspective. It's all perception, perspective. So anyway, lovely book. Highly recommend. Donald Ritchie. The other one I got is Poems by Evan Boland, who is a fantastic Irish poet. She passed away last year, which made me very, very sad. I love her work so much. She is so good. She is right up there with Seamus Heaney. I mean, obviously another Irish poet, but also A.R. Ammons, the American naturalist poet, with the ability to blend plain language with something stunningly precise and idiosyncratic and maybe even colloquial in a way that works, that feels seamless, and that feels like it creates a sense of an authentic speaker. Evening, Squimmy. It's good to see you. And let's see. Where's a good one? Well, I don't have it marked. We're already a little bit further into the pregame show, so I will find one and mark it for later. I hope you're doing well, Swimmy. It's good to see you on this side of the heat wave. And on deck for movies this week, there's the final Battles Against Honor and Humanity. It's kind of a rough and tumble mob series of mob movies, but you know, it's kind of like that sort of like iconic shift from romanticized mob stories to being in the mob is a short, gritty life and very quickly pushes you toward death, and it's not not very glamorizing. So it's very interesting from that point of view. Here's a very old one that actually reading Donald Ritchie's book pointed me to, which is Kurama Tengu, The Frightful Era of Kurama Tengu, which is a 1928 film about Kurama Tengu, who is a kind of a lord of Tengu. I'll see what that is. And this one, which I'm very excited to find. It's really cool when you find a movie and in order to rent it, you have to put down like a deposit because it's valuable and hard to find. This is Black Lizard, a Kinji Fukasawa movie. Actually, I've got 2 Kinji Fukasawa movies out because that's what Battles, Honor, and Humanity are. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to seeing this. It looks like a kind of a fun action movie thing, the kind of thing that Fukasawa is really good at. So, that is our pregame show, and I am ready to get this on the road. I've actually got the window open to cool things down, and it's still hot. So, oh my god, look at this, man. I've been wearing my hair pulled back in a ponytail all day, and I've got kind of this Meryl Silverberg red tricorn thing happening, and it's kind of, yeah, there. Well, that sort of saves it. Streets of Fire. Streets of Fire. What's the who is that? Is that on the topic of movies generally, or on the topic of specifically Japanese movies? I'm curious. Oh, let's get you pushed over. Gotcha. Well, I made my first foray into Scarecrow video physically for the first time in forever, and was able to actually, well, for the first time ever, I should say, because of COVID restrictions. And there were a lot of Street of movie titles, so that's where that pokes my brain. Whew. Man, I tell you, between getting a family set up to survive the heat wave and moving things over, surprised how much stuff for a baby fits in your home that you don't even know gets there and you don't even know is crucial to daily life until you have to move it somewhere else, specifically. That, and through a weird turn of events, a friend of mine had their wallet and keys thrown out at the hotel, and I found myself. I never thought I would be doing this, but in 90-degree heat, dumpster diving through the Hamptons garbage to try to find their clothes. Yeah, fortunately that all turned out fine. Let's see, let's get this. Oh, there we go. The chat isn't quite up yet. There we go. 80s American. That sounds fantastic. 80s B movies are very good. Very good B movies. Okay, what's our audio look like? Okay, we're at 10. That's good. Do we have infinite ammo off? Yes, we do. Oh, really? Oh, what are you doing, rascal? All right, 7, 15, 12... 7, 18, 25. Okay, this is our. Oh wow! No, that is that is not a B movie cast. From your description, that's what it sounded like. Shoulder roll. I also went on a bike ride with a friend yesterday and wound up going around like a third of Lake Washington. Before I stopped to look and see how far we'd gotten. There's the thing about being on a road that for the purposes of a day's bike ride never ends, is you could just keep going and forget that it doesn't have an end that you're likely going to reach. You could probably, I think you could definitely do it in a day. It was just the hour that we started at was a little late for that. Please do. I'm super curious. Oh, and Swimmy, if you arrived after I plugged this, I think you particularly would find this funny. So a movie that I watched, Rambling Guitarist, they used an outtake of a particular scene for the trailer footage, the cinematic trailer, And what I've done is it's like a 23-second clip that I put on an unlisted YouTube video, which is the scene as it appears in the movie, followed by the outtake, and you will see why you will see why it was an outtake. I will actually repaste it here, or Dustin, if you are able to, that would be cool. But in case you're off getting a sandwich or something, let me switch on over. The heat was better for the bike ride, in fact. And I was very glad for that. Here we go. There we go. Give that a look-see. Here. I'll take a swig of water here to give you a moment to do just that. The cat is begging to go to cat jail. So we are taking flasks to the altar. I think there might be a couple of additional things we might want to do before going into Heisenberg's realm lair. Not sure what that would be. So what does our loadout look like? Let's organize this. I know, right? The two things I love about that. Two things I love about that particular outtake is, one, the dog's just like, okay, I don't really care about your movie. I got things to attend to. I got something to find or hide or something. And in addition to that, there's, the actors' discipline where they just kind of keep looking at each other as per stage direction. And it takes, I think it takes a particular force of will to not look at a dog as it unexpectedly brushes past your leg and goes off into the distance. I agree. I agree completely. So, okay. Let's look at the map. See what remains. I could go to the well. And I have 3 lockpicks. Those are probably going to be best spent in Heisenberg's level. But the well, that's pretty important. So let's go to the well. There's that one. Got that one. Okay, so there's only one left. And that's good. There's one there. Oh, right, there's treasure over there. That might be a really smart thing to do. So, first off, okay, let's go down this way. There we go. Oh, that's really quiet. Let me turn that up. At least do myself the favor of not being able to hear my cat destroying the the carpet in front of my room as she tries desperately to get inside. Oh, I can also use Louise's key to get the treasure that's near the Duke here. So, treasure, yes. And anything else out here? I could use this. I think a lock picked. I'll pick this lock. Also, good evening, Iceman Dan. Sorry, I don't believe I greeted you directly. Alright, shotgun ammo. That's pretty good. I've invested in that weapon enough to feel good about that as a looting. And I killed whoever was in here, so... You know what? I'll just use both lockpicks. I cannot imagine. I don't expect that would be it. That's a bad idea. Alright, more shotgun shells. That's great. I have a feeling that I'm going to be running away from a lot of the drill-armed enemies. I don't remember their names, but Heisenberg's monstrosities. Those guys seem like they're probably giant ammo sponges that are functionally unbeatable. Yeah, right. Actually, that is the kind of thing that Suzuki would have left in. I think I think that's a good eye. The Duke's feet. Oh, come on! I just want to see the cuticle. Well, I mean, he's a man with feet. It's interesting. The undersides of his feet have this sort of like curve to them. Something I've noticed about a baby's foot is because most of us who have been walking for years have like a flattening that happens to the foot and sort of a shape that comes from that. But a baby's foot is very curved because nothing has been pushed down on it, and that's the kind of thing that I'm seeing on the Duke's feet, which is interesting because it suggests that he does not in fact walk. All right. I feel certain that I did this. Maybe I didn't have the well wheel at the time. In any case, it is definitely worth the trip. But here we're going to do something which absolutely... Oh, this is kind of neat. And kind of horrifying, too. Because you get to see, as you are functionally reassembling Rose, you get to see her memories prior to calcification and dismemberment. And it kind of suggests that the four lords all approached and like just kind of viciously took the part that they wanted. And that was Rose's last view of it. So that's really grisly. Something strikes me as weird about this particular puzzle is not that it's the lock and key Resident Evil thing, but this seems like a fairly... in terms of the history of this location, this seems like it would be a fairly recent sort of creation, yet it is built around a location that is purportedly many generations old, kind of in the same way that the Las Plagas parasite is supposed to have been there for centuries, even predating humans' arrival to the village. That these statues are supposed to be tremendously old, and so like this modern. This modern contraption interfacing with that ancient ruin, there's something strange there which suggests, suggests a revisitation, like that the like Mother Miranda went and renovated, I guess. All right. And this is also an instance where Ethan's deep, bottomless bag of holding video game protagonist pockets becomes very useful, because here he has not merely his daughter's calcified bits, but also those things lodged inside a giant pillar that he is now lugging around. I kind of see him, if I'm envisioning him doing this, I see him having it strapped to his back, Sam Porter Bridges style. Okay, I did do this. Ancient alien tech. I think aliens as aliens would be beyond what Resident Evil would sort of view as kind of on brand. Okay, yeah, I've been through here. But an alien origin of parasites, virus, whatever, if they haven't already done that, and to my memory they haven't, that seems like a place they feasibly could go. But I mean, it's also sort of in the category of how basically all of the environments in every Resident Evil game exists at such scale and at such intricacy that it would take many years of many skilled artisans and craftsmen to create. I'm thinking like the Spencer Mansion is very precisely and elaborately constructed, and there are apparently dozens of like places across the world in this series, with this location being among them. That yeah, one imagines that it would take something on the scale of kind of like the forced labor used to build pyramids and these other sort of ancient civilization architectural wonders, or marvels rather. Wonder implies that something magical, and it was very much just made by people who probably didn't want to build them. Um, and yeah, and so it suggests that level of focus, but under modern working conditions. Or I could be wrong. I think it took less effort than that to build many of the castles of Europe and the impressive cathedrals.
Ah, yes.
Yes, the wonder of slave labor. It's a good reason to change that phrasing. Alright, wooden goat. The one that Ethan doesn't destroy.
Ooh, where did you get your hands on such a
I like
thing?
how the Duke is just... I mean, that's got to be a moment for Ethan where he gives pause and starts thinking about the value of these goats that he's just been destroying in the environment. That each one of them could be cashed in.
You will part with this? No, I'm more than happy to purchase it.
Alright, and cool. So what does that get us for gunsmith? I believe it is wise to save firepower, so...
I look forward to seeing the fruits of your exploration.
In most cases, the only time I've needed to reload is when I've been fighting an enemy that is pretty heavy duty. So...
What's going on?
I wonder what that rumble is. I think it might be the emergence of the Megamycete. Is it Megamycete? And actually, a pun comes to mind. Megamycete, mega meaning big, and these guys saying that's my seat. But I don't really know how to work that in an elegant way. But yeah, I reckon that's probably that thing. And here, as per all the other levels, you can see Heisenberg's facility at a distance before you go through the loading chamber of an elevator. So I really like having these levels, even though they are like sort of like discrete loads. I really like them being or visible and part of a continuous terrain. Okay, here we go. Yes, yeah, unfortunately, all the monstrosities are underground. I remember realizing I could do that, and I also I really liked in MGS3 how the game was aware enough that you would want to do that, to make it possible to do that, and also aware enough of how exploitable that was. Goodbye. Oh, really goodbye. Oh, cool. I don't think I've ever looked up here and seen the Umbrella logo at the top. Nor did I appreciate that it is an enclosed elevator, so they don't have to like render these walls past here. They could probably just disappear if they do. But yeah, how the game also recognized that it's exploitable, so turned something that somebody could use into a cheese strategy into basically a joke by putting you under alert after a few kills and then just immediately sending a hind after you. That's brilliant. That's very smart handling. Yeah, it's the kind of thing that makes that game feel so responsive, but also tight focused, prevents you from too much digression.
Don't worry about the kid, Ethan. It'll be fine. Ha! Just get your ass across the bridge.
Don't worry about the kid. It'll be fine. When you hear that phrasing, you kind of wonder, does it refer to the child or to the situation? And for Heisenberg, given the way that he intends to use Rose, one expects it's a negligible difference. This is something I noticed only on a later playthrough that is very nice. If you, I'll be quiet here. If you listen, you can... Evening, Eric. It's good to see you. I did not hear... Get your ass over. Yeah, you're right, he did. That is somebody who's used to giving orders. And actually, and maybe not always having them listened to, as we find out during his appearance. But yeah, this is something that I noticed on the on a later playthrough. If I'll be quiet for a second, you kind of hear the heartbeat. And I like that. Also, how evening final technique. It's good to see you. If you walk out here, the audio changes. So now you got the environment, the wind whistling and everything, the welcome typewriter, which there was one of these in Louisa's house too. Maybe a welcome typewriter is just a tradition of the area. Yes, I'm not going to revisit that save. Stoydell and Final Technique, how are you tonight? But yeah, if you walk back in here, you can hear it, even all the way out there, which, again, really raises questions as to what the hell exactly Rose is. I love this bridge's appearance, because it, well, first off, it physically ties two areas together. So there's the lock that I opened to access Heisenberg's Moreau's level boss fight area, and so there's a kind of continuity there that I like. In addition to the way that the bridges come up out of the water are reminiscent, the way is reminiscent of the labyrinth puzzle that that has the three bridges that sort of like bob up and down. Is Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance the same as Baldur's Gate 2?
Ethan Winters. Welcome. I didn't think you'd make it past Daughter Moreau, but I suppose you survived worse back in America, hmm? I like you. I'd like to speak to you about Rose and Miranda. Oh, come on in. Don't worry. It's not a trap.
Somebody on a previous stream, I don't remember who, said that this, I think it might have been Final Technique actually, mentioned that he sounds kind of like a weird, kind of has like Nicolas Cage-esque inflections, and those lines delivered right there, they kind of hit that weird sort of flirty, almost like, I like you, that there's this sort of weird affectionate admiration. And also the way he does this in a number of other deliveries too, where he kind of like throws Rose's name out, just like not as an insult, but just but almost as a taunt, like you're Rose and Miranda, and he kind of like there's almost like there's a non-grammatical punctuation pause in there that that conveys meaning, and that's really interesting. Oh, cool. No, I actually never played Dark Alliance. I think I might have always assumed it was the same as 2, which appears to have been incorrect. Something I like about the design of this area, too, is how this gate here kind of... I mean, I don't know how to read into this, but it kind of has the similar design as like a kind of like Shinto gates that you would see in sort of a traditional Japanese setting. And like, you know, like the Fatal Frame games and other temples and things like that. And I kind of wonder if maybe, I mean... I don't think there's anything like narratively significant about it, but just in terms of tone and suggestion, if there's something that that sort of comments on for Heisenberg's sort of area. And one thing that I think is neat about Heisenberg is, each one of I would be hard pressed to place how Dimitrescu's and Donna's names reflect on them, but Moreau clearly is kind of a callback to the island of Dr. Moreau because of the body experimentation that he does. And Heisenberg is neat because I know this through my studies in Old English and mainly Old English, but also I believe this is true for German. Eisen is the Old English word for iron, and Berg, of course, is mountain. So by putting the H in front, it sort of disguises it and softens it a little bit and makes it easier for people to pronounce. It's sort of more visually accessible. But Heisenberg is literally Iron Mountain, which is, as you can see, what you see right at the start, Iron Mountain, and also the monster that he becomes when he harnesses his ability, Iron Burger. I mean, that sounds like a microwave dinner you could probably market to a specific demographic of dudes. Let's see. These things, little things like this, like a stack of buckets on top of a shelf. Every time I've had a bucket that's on top of a shelf, speaking just from my personal experience, there's been something I've been interrupted by that forces me to put it on that shelf, and I almost always come back and retrieve it later, and I wonder, what interrupted Heisenberg that he put those buckets on that shelf? And for what were they meant? These are the questions you come to when you slightly overthink environmental object placement. High power gas. Now that is a campfire stove. Is that radio asset? What does that say? Gibco's. What is Gibco's? Brassel? Brasselk? I can't read the last letters of that, but whatever Gibco's is, it has a tiger as a mascot. So this is just, again, because of the inflections, that the weird rhythms that Heisenberg's VO use, his performances are always captivating to me, and I kind of always want to watch what he does for that.
What the hell? Mia?
Heisenberg's
Truth hurts, don't it?
crazy conspiracy wall.
Let me guess. You're thinking, take me out like the others, and then he gets going save Rose, right?
I'm healing my daughter.
Look, you got this all wrong. Tell me. Shut your fucking hole! Sorry about that. Take a seat.
Love that demure sorry about that.
Listen,
Kind of embarrassed.
Ethan, you're being played.
What are you talking about? You think this is a game?
I said sit!
Yeah, right?
Lady, supersized bitch. Ugly ass psycho doll. An embryonic freak. Don't you get it? It's a test. To see if you're strong enough to be a part of Miranda's family.
I don't want to be a part of Miranda's family.
Neither did I, but here we are. And I'm next in line, right? Kill me, move up the chain. Well, fuck that!
I don't give a damn about your personal issues. I just want to fix my daughter.
No, I'm not going to skip that, but the thing that I like, one of the things I'm noticing now that I like about Heisenberg's delivery is, like, there are certain consonants that many people would just sort of, like, kind of, like, pass over, but he lingers on like L's and M's, and it almost sounds like a stutter, but it's not a broken sound. So it feels like a stutter, but winds up not having that same effect. It's very interesting. And yes, I've noticed his Mirander. When he said Donna or Moreau later, I thought he said Donner or Moreau, like Donner or Moreau, but it's kind of hard to tell whether he just kind of pulled Donna or together. Anyway, it's very interesting. Very, very interesting inflection.
So do I.
Also, the Mirander, it just suggests, it really hits home the difference that we saw in the cinematic where we saw the four lords all together, where Dimitrescu and Heisenberg are bickering at each other. There's clearly a class difference, right? A class background difference, such that Heisenberg's speech patterns seem colloquial and have non-standard pronunciations and sort of lilts. And so it's in the rhythm and the pronunciation, and I think it does a good job of characterizing him. And yeah, that, you know, it's also, you know, she kind of treats him as the runt, the newcomer, and he is easily the strongest out of all of them. Not merely by virtue of the fact that he comes at the end, and video game progression being what it is, but also, I mean, what he's able to accomplish is far more than the others, for sure.
Do you have any idea how powerful that kid
Yeah, the
is?
idea.
Even Miranda's scared of her. Last time, you freak! I swear to God! You and me, Ethan. Together, we can go save Rose, and we can use her to grind Miranda into paste.
My daughter is not a weapon.
Fuck you! Last chance. You don't want to find out what's in that hole.
I'll take my chances.
You're futile.
And yes, yeah, the chair suspiciously next to the hole. Absolutely nothing to worry about. Wonder how this is... Oh, God! That's how it's going to be different.
A dead end.
Okay, they throw obstacles in front of you. That's great. Whew. That's nice. That gives an extra heartbeat that I wasn't expecting for something that I'm pretty familiar with by now.
What was that thing?
I know there's some controversy about sort of the design of that monster, that it was pinched from a horror movie. I'm not aware of the origin. I mean, I haven't seen the thing that it's supposed to be not merely a reference to, but a copy of. But having seen a comparison back to back, one of my favorite things about that creature is in fact original to the game, which is it's got you know, of course, it's got the engine propeller mounted to its head, ridiculously with the props replaced with chainsaws, which is great. But it's, you know, one of Heisenberg's inventions, and just bizarrely, like it apparently couldn't stop itself from reaching through the propeller, so its arms are cut off at the elbows. And that's the kind of gallows humor design that I think is fun from RE7, and also this. So these guys are there, and I wonder what happens if I hang back. You guys come down here? In fact, I think you do. Oh, wait. I thought he climbed down. Thought that maybe that's the That's the Village of Shadows difference. That you can lose them down here. Alternatively, I might have just set myself up for failure. Well, sir, I don't think that there's any other way forward. Let's see how this goes. Oh. Huh. Maybe I have iframes when I get to the top, and they can attack, and I can run through them during their cooldown. Maybe that's the smart way forward. As long as I can run through them. Yeah. All right. Come on, Buster. Get going. Aw. Now they're just wandering with nothing to do.
This place is
This is a great shot. I really love the light, the use of light and silhouette here, and just the composition of this establishing shot. It feels really good, right down even to the asymmetry. I like it a lot. I know a lot of folks have that I know sort of are unhappy with this level. I think they feel like it might be a little artificially long, but even though I myself typically dislike you know, what would I call it? Dungeon levels, not dungeon levels, sewer levels, which is what this kind of feels like, kind of like a mechanistic sewer. There are parts of this that I find very compelling.
Welcome, welcome.
Like this.
You're sure to find something new.
I also like the amusement park feel that it has. I mean, there's your merry-go-round, not merry-go-round. That's not the carousel. That's it. Carousel, kind of a crawly roller coaster up there, and it just reinforces that sort of combination between macabre and silliness that is
Perhaps he hasn't laid eyes on.
behind. All right, Duke. I'm maintenance shopkeeper over there. That's at the root of what I think makes the tone of these of 7 and 8 successful.
Ah, yes, yes.
Let's see, anything to sell? Well, I am not finding
Bits and bobs.
the rest of Matilda there. Okay, good. This is what I want.
Please do take a look at my new stock.
Don't know if I want to buy that. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to save my game before I make
A good deal, if I say so myself.
any purchases, just in case I get buyer's remorse. I think leveling up the handgun and the shotgun is the
Well then, feel free to
smart money.
peruse. This simple modification can be done in just a moment.
Yeah. Let's see, do I have anything that I can buy for my other weapons? Greatly reduces recoil. Again, the things that I want to emphasize are power. That will be good for increased ammo, so that'll be good to save up for. Alright,
Please come again.
so that was my safety save for buyer's remorse. This is my safety save for screwing up. I like this too. I think Moreau's level had a similar schematic, sort of like what's the word I'm looking for? Thing where you cut it in the side. Cross section map. Or actually, Moreau's was an overview. This is a cross section which is very, very, very more appropriate for Heisenberg's level. You know, like that whole factory is just an entrance. Nifty. And I actually don't know what's in store for me right now. This area does do a pretty good job of giving me the creeps. 230 bullets. I think I hit them with most of those. Jesus. The fact that enemies crystallize when they're defeated is a pretty good conceit for doing the video gamey thing of, you know, not having your characters blink out once they're defeated, but disappearing so you no longer have to keep them in frame. Well, they've already thrown one curveball at me. Odd. Growl that. They've already thrown one curveball at me by putting kind of just like mooks in my way as I'm running away from the Sturm enemy. I know some dudes pop out of there. Actually, it might be a good idea. I've never looked at this thing from this perspective before, but when they pop out of there, if I run around back up here, I can probably plug at them safely. Oh my god. Oh my god. So that's one of the enemies that, on regular difficulty, as you come back through here at the end, there's like a fully armored one of those drill guys that that drops down, and you basically have to know your way around the area to run around him to get out. And they're just putting one right in front of the workstation that I need in order to craft any of the keys. Oh god, how's this gonna go? Oh man. You know, I wonder if it's possible. I wonder if it's possible to go through this entire thing without that thing attacking me if I just don't poke the bear. I'm curious. Oh wow, I did not realize my autosave was as far back. Well, that's fine. I'm not totally sure what destroying their headgear does. As I mean, I don't know if it's like an Ocelot from Metal Gear Online 1 thing where, you know, they get a free headshot, or, you know, they survive a headshot for free, or if this is if it's like a control thing that makes them like attack less frequently or what, I don't know. I mean, absolutely, the end effect of fighting, of having this guy here is that it makes me very, very nervous to move around this thing that I need to use. Oh, wow, you can see it. It's kind of limber there. Well, here's to great discomfort. Whiff. I missed many more of those shots than I wanted to. Yes, to be fair, that is kind of provocative. It suggests one is, in fact, looking for a fight. Yeah, no, I think that's fair. I think that it might be possible to not have to fight that thing. I wonder if there's a scenario where it is particularly difficult to avoid damaging it in some way. I'm also wondering if there is a point at which proximity does provoke it. I'm gonna run away from that guy. Absolutely not dealing with that. Oh my god! Oh man. Yep, there we go. Now he's alive. Jesus. That's a lot to deal with. Smart that they anticipated that I would run away, though. I'm actually gonna save my game. On the off chance that I have to experiment a little more than is maybe convenient to do so. Alright. Oh, let me go ahead and sell this thing.
Oh, good. I was just thinking of ways to pass the time. Bits and bobs. I see.
I look forward to seeing the fruits of your exploration.
That is a high-quality prestige bit and bob, sir. And you will pay a price appropriate to its value. Alright, let's see how this turns out. Oh. He's chill again. Oh boy. Oh, no, 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 no. What the hell? What was that laser? Okay, so the question seems, can I run in there and do it fast enough to avoid getting slaughtered? Yep. Okay. So running out here resets it. Which has me wondering if I can lure him this far out. Let's see. Let's see. Whoop. So he turns around. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, I think that gives me enough time to do what I need to do. Yeah, wow, he goes back there immediately real fast. Okay. Okay, he just teleports back. Okay.
Seems useful.
Awfully chill observation there, Ethan. Okay. So everything goes back to normal when I run up the stairs. Alright. Wait a minute. That's it. Okay. Alright. So I'm gonna run up there, I'm gonna run right. I know there are monsters around that corner, but I'm obviously not gonna have time to fight them. So I think a shotgun will be good to stagger them. But I'm gonna do the thing where I reset it and get more time. At least I believe you get more idle time if you force them to reset. All right, please. Hey, I feel like that's highly avoidable, and that is not a way to spend that healing. So, evening Mexican Sting. It's good to see you. We're puzzle solving challenges impossible to overcome with ammunition alone, and the only weapon we truly have is our knowledge of game design and load spaces. Load volumes, rather. Alright, cool. Glad I saved there. How are you tonight? Well, I'm glad you're in one piece, and I'm sorry that that's the optimistic view. I hope things shape up.
Seems useful.
That resets everything. Oh, that's not resetting him. There we go. Oh, lighting is a little different. I have one of my headlamps turned off because headlamps. One of my lamps turned off because of the glare on my screen. Nope. And also spooky chiaroscuro. Just kind of taking advantage of the sort of No More Heroes shading that having a dark side of the room allows. Here we go. Alright. Shotgun blast is not staggering him. That's gonna have to be a block. I also like, in addition to the sort of like carnival amusement park feeling of this design, also the way that the little lifts there have the individual guys hanging off. It's got kind of a hacksaw feel. Just like a lot of different things being evoked at once, which is kind of cool. It does have a hard and gritty reboot. My backstory now incorporates regrets and wishes left unfulfilled and a life undone. That's the gritty reboot that you're looking at right here. Oh, cool. I can.
Seems useful.
I guess I'm thinking in too literal terms. I actually don't need to go around him to get it. I can just get close enough to the puzzle to activate it. Shaky cam. Well, I mean, we've had a heat dome. We're gonna have smoke at some point this year. If Seattle finally gets that earthquake that people have been threatening we'll get for quite some time, then maybe you'll get the shaky cam too. There's always room to hope. Yeah, go back where from you came. You nerd. He needs a little help. And by help, I mean the game zips him back. It was tough. Thank you. All right. So, now, what's the galaxy brain approach here? I do believe that luring these guys through as many of these grinders as possible is the smart way to do it. So if I can plug them and taunt them over, that would be great. There we go. Good. Very good. Oh, that was it for him. Maybe not my best resource for poking a bear, but you know what, I'll take it. I know there are dudes on the other side of this thing. Oh! Okay. Alright, guys. How did you make it through, my friend? Right. Good. I feel like I am smartly using the environment to my advantage. Let's see, is there anybody else to lure? Get them all. Got them all. Good. I seem to remember some of these being faster on other difficulties, but I don't know if that is true. Actually, it might be this one that I'm thinking of. If that's true, or I'm misremembering. Oop. Oh no. So this has a lot of room for variation that I don't like on this difficulty. All right, let's see what happens. Yeah. So what I'm gonna want to do is, as soon as I can, I'm going to run away from whoever appears, try to bolt through this door, and then run to the right and reset the enemy placement, and then do my in-out thing. Or I'm gonna do this and save my game because I'm a ninny. Nah, that's just called caution. evening, Ark. It's good to see you. We're catching you at the beginning or the end of your day right now?
You wish to make a purchase? I'm buying this because of our relationship, you know.
Okay. It seems wise to buy this upgrade for the Magnum because I do,
Oh, excellent.
in fact, want the extra bullets. But I'm not going to equip it because I need to use the bullets I've got first.
I'm skilled at all sorts of weapons modifications, and will do them for a small fee.
Oh, good. Do you wake up... well, I mean, if you're listening from your bed and not typing, maybe you're not in a position to answer. Oh, right, save my game. But... I will sometimes have something running as I wake up and kind of paw at it. I'm thinking certain alarm clocks and radios as I allow myself to organically and slowly come to life. And that is a pleasant experience. Following you through here? Oh, I might have made a bad mistake. What? Well. Oh, man. So, saving my game there might not have been the best idea? Scary music is gone. Suggests a reset. Let's find out. All right. We got a reset. It is nice of him to have destroyed that, oh man, what does more damage? A pipe bomb or the grenade launcher? 1200. I cannot imagine a pipe bomb doing more than that, so grenade launcher is more accurate, so let's use this. Anyway, it is nice of him to have removed that, that fence for me, so I have a little more mobility in this level. Okay. I need to go through here and get the relief mold. And run through everything. Oh man, what is on the other side of this door? How much crafting stuff do I have? Wow, I've got quite a bit of gunpowder. Soldats, that's what they're called. Actually, Heisenberg's name being German then sort of makes sense with the German names for all these enemies that he creates. Get everything out of here? I did. Okay. Did he already break free? He did. There's probably another one behind me, isn't there? Oh my god, these things are everywhere. I love how the difficulty, at least outside of Moreau's boss fight, I really like how the difficulty effectively makes this a different game because you have to engage it differently. It's not merely a matter of being a better shooter. I mean, you know, being a better shooter player. It's a matter of being able to think about the design and manipulate it. Alright, give me 1 second. I'm going to take a quick break, and I will be right back. I'm happy to report that this soldat himself managed to make it through the heat wave just fine. You might think that he might not, given the fact that he is basically a giant winter beast. Roar. But yeah, when these two went into the crates, the other one was the more vocal, and he was the more skittish, so he hid underneath a bed for about half a day. And then he came out and was perfectly at home. So that is the arc of growth of this guy is impressive because he has gone from a very skittish animal upon adoption to not needing quite as much downtime to adapt to a new space because this guy has learned what safety means. That's right, he does. He is a good dog. Still alive with stomach. Yes, in the 18th century portraiture, the stomach in a still life composition while it might seem gratuitous to the present-day audience, was used as a symbol, symbolizing... Well, I mean, it's kind of obvious. Symbolizing great hunger for a typewriter. And there goes Dr. Typewriter. The gluttony of the bourgeoisie. Thank you. Yes. That is how to interpret what I said. Right. Okay. Pretty sure. Yeah, I saved my game before that. That is how to interpret my statement of how to interpret a symbol. Shoulder roll. It improves the quality of you know, a posture correction if you announce the move as you do it, as though you were a Street Fighter character performing a low to, well, any signature move, as a matter of fact. All right. Cog mold. Oh crap! Wow. I am glad that that machine is on automatic pilot. Oh, weird. You don't have to go behind there. All you have to do is look away, and that resets it. It's interesting that they use that way of of handling that, of just sort of just taking the model and resetting it completely, like on the computer end, rather than have the enemy walk back to a starting point. Again, just hits up how much you have to sort of think about this game as a game with some of these solutions, or rather, how much I do, I guess. Good. Have my gear. And I have a lot of enemies to run through. Oh god. Oh, I'm dead. That's bad.
Oh, Ethan. Such a disappointment. I thought we could join forces against that bitch Miranda.
Ah! Oh god.
Took us to be her children. She locked us away in the village. Decades of being forced to serve her. Can't understand that humiliation.
Whew. This is ridiculous. Oh man. Okay. I've made it okay so far. I am definitely out of healing items.
enough power.
I'm concerned about whatever's going to fall out of there. Although I need to be.
My power. The strong will destroy the weak. That's the way of the world. You should have never refused me, Ethan.
I hope I can feel good later about my decision to use the grenades on those things. We're not in the midst of the Heisenberg fight, but we're in the middle of the first part of the level, and they're throwing some curveballs. Yeah. I should be about to be jumped by Sturm here. If I remember... Oh, no, wait. Oh, God, there's one of these things. I hate this. I guarantee you there's like another one like right around here. Oh, Jesus.
You again?
Oh, I'm dead. Oh, wow. Oh, man. I wonder if there's a better way to have done that. Probably if I had an explosive shell, that would have been good. I'm really wary of all the resources I'm using trying to get through here. Dustin, I think they're thinking be smarter, not tougher. Oh wow, that's not going to stop because those enemies are still punching at it. And unlike Sturm, they probably don't despawn. But, yeah, those guys are not phased in the least by a shotgun blast. Like, knowing that I've got the Sturm fight coming up, I'm very nervous about resources. But I think that first part is the most enemy-intensive. Challenging part of the level, so hopefully that is true.
Welcome, welcome. You're sure to find something.
Dude, I was here 5 minutes ago,
Seeking something in
and
particular.
I have not seen a supply truck leave. Yeah.
Securing goods is. Thank you for your patronage.
You know, I don't have any bullets in here, so this is a perfect thing to equip. But yeah, trying to get past those enemies as Sturm is chasing me. It's just trying to get them off their feet long enough to walk around them. Excuse me. A very clogged area. Heisenberg fight I feel pretty good about. I've got a pretty good grasp, I feel, on the tactics required for it. At least on other difficulties, it is the boss fight that I've the least trouble with.
But children. Oh, she doesn't care for us? No. She's long lost all her humanity. I must destroy her.
I don't give a shit about your family drama.
Yeah, for the parent-child dynamics, you have Dimitrescu and her daughters. It's that kind of filial love. Then with Moreau, you have desperate desire for recognition. With Heisenberg, you have resentment. I don't know what Donna's thing is. Maybe it's replacement? Because she does talk about replacing Rose for Ethan. At least the Angeline doll does. Basically everything that could go wrong with a parent-child relationship. Pipe bomb, herb, yes. So Miranda's a bad parent and Ethan's a good one. Is kind of the, like, if I were to identify the arch tension in the story, that's the conflict. All right. If it's possible to kill these things with a knife on this difficulty. Well, that's fine. There I am. Oh yes, I believe that the Moreau fight absolutely clinches the likelihood that they're thinking New Game Plus. Because I was only able to defeat that with with a rocket launcher. Grenade launcher. Is this just treasure? This is treasure. How much do I value this? Is it worth a pipe bomb? I kind of don't think it's worth a pipe bomb. It's a tough call. So let's see, what have we got? We have yellow quartz, that's 10,000. Large crystals. I'll look at like 30, probably 30 to 40,000 lei, and I feel like I can buy my pipe bomb back. Yep. But yeah, the Moreau fight, I had to use infinite grenade launcher to beat him because I just ran out of ammunition. And I like hundreds of bullets. Oh boy. Okay, good. Got an autosave and plenty of healing. Here, as elsewhere, I feel the solution is going to be to skedaddle as quickly as possible. I don't think that's reachable from that vantage point. From here. I don't even know if my bullets can go through there. I'm not able to get a perfect beat on that. Nope. There's the other one that I have left to hit. Yeah, good. Was that the one I was trying to get a beat on? No, that's a different one. So I still have this guy to hit. Okay. It's actually making me weirdly motion sick. Excuse me. Shotgun might be good for having to shoot that thing on the fly. There's one, two.
Another one?
Oh, Jesus. Or are you guys gonna follow me? Okay. Boy. Okay. I can use this to bait him. I mean, this is a good opportunity to test and see how much damage these guys can really take. And probably prove that it is, in fact, a bad idea to try to fight them. Like, as I would have on either of the other difficulties. Village of Shadows difficulty is like how to find all the cheese in Resident Evil Village. Good Lord. All right. Did it. I hear someone grunting. Wait, what? Oh, okay, cool. Like, I really want to just run by that guy. Make it to the top. I wonder if I can. All right. Here we go. Oh no. I don't know if I'm gonna survive this one. Weirdly did. Good lord. Where's my thing I gotta hit? Ah! Where is it? Oh, it's over there. So this way is not going to get me there. See if I can get over on the other side. Oh man, this is nerve-wracking. Cool. Ah! Oh god. All right. Oh no, I tried healing and it didn't work. Okay. I believe I can do this now. Man. Having that last one jump up right in front of the ladder is a brutal move. All right. Oh, that doesn't. Can't fire at it from there. Pretty sure I got that one easily last time. Let's back up. Yeah, there we go. So I don't believe I need to go back and fight that first guy as I had. I think that I can probably make it through here without doing that.
Another one?
Fortunately, it seems like I can control their placement by having them jump to different locations. Because if I get far enough away, then they make that jump. And oh wow, that guy is following me. Okay. So now if I lure them. Oh my god, how am I not hitting it? Shoot, can I jump down from here? Oh god. Oh, that got me. Okay, I'm not gonna make it through that. Oh man. Alright. That's a solid action jump scare. Alright, there's 1, 2. 3. Right? I think the secret to, Alright, so I'm not going to lean on the shotgun because it does not provide the splash damage that I thought it would.
Another one?
Oh. Oh, wow, where am I? Oh god, I don't know where I am now. Oh god, I'm behind everything. This is awful. Oh, Jesus. That's not gonna work out right. Got a tactical reload for all those insignificant target practice shots.
Another one?
Yikes. Okay. Have an idea. Might be bad. But it's what we're gonna do. It worked! Holy crap, that worked! Oh, wow. Alright. Thank you, landmine. Okay, I remember that Ethan has a little bit of invincibility as he sort of ducks from high attacks when he lays down a mine. Yeah, nervous, a little nervous, peeking through here, and thought that maybe a combination of that plus the stagger from the explosion would do me some good, and it turns out that is correct. In fact. I appreciate the notion that in addition to, you know, whatever efficiency or aesthetics of the grotesque that Heisenberg builds into his creations, he also thought, like, you know what? I think I want this guy to look like a hammerhead shark. Yes, immune to mind damage as well. To quote Final Fantasy Tactics, that is the way. Oh, man. Okay, right. This should be easy. I guess it does pull you in a little faster.
Shit, that was close.
All-time favorite games, you mean RE7? Or, oh, Final Fantasy Tactics, right. I can, in fact, remember things that I just said. Huh. You know, I wonder... As soon as I go up the elevator, that's, Oh, wait, I can't go back. Shoot. I was going to see if that might have cleared out some of the... cleared out the enemies in the previous area, but they make it so that you can't go back there. So, that is all good. If you have a hankering to, there is a mod for the... And of course you would back up your copy of the War of the Lions edition of Final Fantasy Tactics, which is the PSP edition, with the very cool Alexander Smith translation. It's the one with Baltier, with and Vaughn from FF12 in it. But there's a mod for it that balances out some of the class abilities and growth. So if you, like me, do not have the time to sink into the kind of like long haul party development of a PSX, PS2 era JRPG,
She'll start a ceremony with your rose.
there's that rose.
If that happens,
It's a good thing to use.
it's all over. For your kid. And for the whole village. But don't worry. I'll stop it. I'll use Rose to kill Miranda. Poor Papa. You're the only one who doesn't see your kid's power.
Take Rose? I'd like to see you try.
Oh, did I push this? Did I do what I needed to? I think I did. Yes, in fact I did. More weird Heisenberg enunciations. Yeah, I mean, grinding was a kind of a cool meditative thing to do when, you know, I wanted to think and maybe sort of absorb myself in an emotion with whatever's going on in my life. But, yeah, those days have passed for me. I do not have that kind of time anymore. So anything that can abstract that experience into the most important parts, which is, you know, give me some experience of growth from 0 to 99.
There's more?
And I have enough backlogged experience to be able to make that meaningful. Without having to literally do it all over again. It is also, unfortunately, an obstacle to replaying. This looks like it might have been an area that you were able to get to, because there's this pulley, which connects over here. It's the kind of thing that Ethan might be able to slide down, but I don't believe this is accessible. As a matter of fact, if you look at the map here, it even gives you this option to walk over here as a playable area, but I don't believe you ever had the option. I think this bar is always here. So that's interesting. I wonder if that... it sounds like they did not have DLC planned for this game, but I wonder if that would, if there would be room to take advantage of that.
Well then, feel free to
In a neat way for DLC.
To think I would buy such things.
Alright, now time to get that bomb back. Definitely I'm going to want those. Okay. I'm not going to spend too much money because I don't know...
Jungle. Thank you for your patronage.
Don't know what I'm going to need during the Sturm fight. But that will be a fight for the next stream. I feel pretty good about where we are, but you know what? Let's just keep staggering these saves. Yeah, I will, I'm friends with the guy who made it. I will look up, the specific name of the mod is escaping me, but I'll look it up and share it when I can. But yeah, that's a good place to break for the night. We're gonna do this again on Saturday, 7 to 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time starting time, and we'll be able to get through the 3rd floor of Heisenberg's level and then fight Sturm, and kind of see how far we can get. We're pretty close to the end of the game. Let's see, what's left is fighting Sturm, fighting Heisenberg, Chris's section, and then Mother Miranda. So really only 4 main sort of like boss fights or encounters left. So yeah, thank you everybody for coming out. It is great to see you. And yeah, Mexican Sting, Dustin, Iceman Dan, it's always a pleasure. And yeah, have a great night. Oh, also, Iceman Dan, this was something that I talked about early in the stream. If you catch the VOD, you'll hear me ranting about it, but is raving about it, rather. But this book right here, I picked this up. This is Donald Ritchie's 100 Years of Japanese Film. This is a fantastic read and is very accessible and also scholarly and comprehensive with, yes, excellent cover. I saw it and I was like, all right, that's Kitano Zatoichi. But yeah, it's a great book, and I recommend it. I think you would get a lot out of it, since I know you and I have that interest in common. So, anyway, have a great night. See you at the end of the week. End of the week.